Hello, my name is Rabia. I'm a research scholar at Mercy College, Palakkad, and today I'm here to deal with MLA ninth edition and how we do documentation. We'll be dealing with how to do documentation in-text citation, in works cited, in works cited how to do documentation for different from sources like books, ebooks, and other sources like podcasts, movies, episodes from different series, etc. So what exactly is an MLA? Let's start with that. An MLA is a guideline for documenting sources. MLA is a style of documentation that may be applied to many different types of writing. So you have different types of writing. Research writing, you have maybe you can write your assignments. So all these, but if you are taking something, if you are taking an idea or paraphrasing something, or even or quoting something, you need to cite it very properly to avoid plagiarism. So MLA is just a guideline how to document your source. It is one of many different styles of documentation. Some other styles include APA, Harvard, Chicago. So we use MLA because we are humanities students. MLA, the handbook, describes how to cite sources. And when you are citing, we use two types of citations. One is a at the end when we have a works cited list. So you have to cite everything that you have used in your works cited list. Then you have your in-text citation. In-text citation, as the name suggests, is in the text, within the text. That is, when you have finished adding your code, you have to put your in citation there itself, which will lead to the works cited page. So these are the list of the core elements that one should know when we are taking something from somebody. So we need to know who the author is, which is the title of the source. It can be a short story, it can be a novel, it can be a journal article. What is the title of the source? Now, title of the container. Title of the container the refers to the suppose you are taking a journal article. So title of the container refers to the journal's name because the journal article is contained within that journal. So a short story might be in a short story collection. So you need to know the title of the container. Then other contributors include editor, translator, such contributors. Then version number. These two are usually found for comic books or a journal. For journals, you have the version number, issue number. So such things you should always keep in mind. Then who is the publisher? Then the publication date. Usually publication date just includes the year and the location from which it is published. So these are the core elements that one must have within, you must note it down so that it makes the citing easier. Now, how do we cite it? Now, for all the different formats like book, movie, or song, we need to have these elements, and we will have to add punctuation marks as this is given. Like author, after the author, you need to put the full stop. After the title of the source, you need to again put the full stop. After that, everything else is comma, then last it should be the full stop. So this punctuation mark is very important, and so is the so is the a order. Okay, the punctuation mark and the order is something that you need to keep in mind. So whatever source it is from which you are quoting, you need to know all these core elements which will make your citing very easy. So these are two examples that I've given. So here you can see Jamaica Kincaid. This is a short story. So this short story is in this container. This is the work. And this is edited by, that is who's another contributor. This is the publisher, the year of publication, and this is the page number of this particular short story within this container, not that of what you are quoting, but rather the whole thing. Then this is another example. This is here you don't know the author, or you don't have the name of the author. Then you start with the name of the work. Here again it is the name of the episode, and this is the overall work. Season, the number, then you have the overall container. Again, the overall container, because this is in this Parks and Recreations is in NBC. So you have again watched it on Netflix. So you need to give the URL of the Netflix. So as I said earlier, we have work cited and we have in-text citation. So in in-text citation, that is, in-text citation is done just after you have finished your quotation. So, an in-text citation is a brief reference within your text that indicates the source you consulted. So, it leads us to the works cited list, to this particular entry in works cited list. So, all your ideas or paraphrases or direct quotations should have an in-text citation if you are taking your idea from somewhere else. Okay, so see, we can write in-text citation in this manner, two different manners I've shown here. So here, in-text citation, it needs to have the minimum only. So you need to just write the last name of the author and the page number from which you are quoting. So from this, it goes to the work cited. So here, this is you see that this here we are not beginning with the author, but rather we are beginning with the quotation itself, and then we close the quotation, we put the in-text citation within bracket, and then we add the punctuation mark. Here you have already given the author, so you do not need to give the author's name again in in-text citation. Same, you put the quotation, and then you end the quotation, put the page number, and then the punctuation mark. For longer quotations, what we have to do is we have to indent it. If it is more than 4 lines, you have to indent your quotation. So you have to, as you can see, you have to give the quotation, and then you have to end your quotation with the full stop, and then you have to give the in-text citation. So this is for longer quotations, and the before slide was for shorter quotations. Now let's move on to different formats. So we take our material from a lot of different things, like books, e-books, journals, uh, websites. So we have to cite each of these. And how do we cite each of these? We, as you remember, I've given a list of core elements. You need to keep those core elements and the punctuation marks, and then you have to use it in these different formats. So this is a basic format for book. So you need the author's last name. You have to reverse the name. So you need the author's last name, comma, first name, full stop, the title, full stop, publisher, year. As you can see here in this example, this is the publisher and the year. Here you can see the in-text citation for this. Now, if the book has two authors, what do we do? So if the book has two authors, we have to reverse the first of the names and follow it with a comma and the word and give the second name in the normal order. So the first name as it comes in the order is not alphabetical but as it comes in the work. So reverse the first name. Reverse the first name only and then follow it with a comma and you have to give the word and then the second name in the normal order. Then you can include after if you have to include things like editor or translator. As you can see in this example, the first is reversed comma and then the second order, then again a comma, and then you put the label editor or translator. The rest of the format is the same. Now, three or more authors. If it is three or more authors, what you have to do is you have to reverse the only the first name. Reverse the first name and then you add the abbreviation et al. You have to add the abbreviation et al, which means and others. So it is automatically understood that there are more than two authors in this work. Now, comic books. For comic books, uh, like most of us are familiar with comic books like Archie's, Tinkle, etc. So, for comic books, what we have to do is there are these are numbered like journals. So they will have a series number. So this issue number or series number must also be noted down. So as you can see, this is the series number. Now, if you are taking a particular something from a dissertation, a thesis, so since dissertations, theses are available for us mm, in our own source in UGC sources, then we have it in we have it almost all the universities are uploading their different theses online. So you have the BA, MA, or PhD thesis available online. So you need to define from where you are taking it, from which university, and from where from which whether it is an MA dissertation or a PhD dissertation or or an MA project. You have to always mention it here at the end. So the rest is the same as a book. You are giving the name of the author, the name of the work, then you have to give the year, then the university from which you are taking it from or which has conferred this degree, and then the what dissertation it is at the end. That we might be some of us might be doing on topics like human rights, migration, health. So we might need to look into the legal side of things and legislative documents. So we need to know how to cite these sources also. So most of these will be having authors that are organizations, or maybe the parliament, different the parliaments of different countries, or the a particular session of a parliament. So we need to know all of that. So these publications include bills, resolutions, reports, and documents. So here, as you can see, this here, instead of writing it like this, you can also write it in the it properly. Okay, the United States House of Congress, you can write it like that also. That is also correct because it's an organization. Since it is an organization or it is a house name, you can also write it like that. Then this is the name of the report. This is the container from which you have taken it, which session it is from, and the when it was passed. Now, ebooks. Ebooks are very widely available. Sometimes we might not have the physical copy with us, but we might get PDFs. So, if you look at Google Books, you will have umpteen number of books available there. Then, if you are trying to download, sometimes it might be expensive to get the physical copy of a book. So, you get the PDF versions for free, so you need to know how to format that. In earlier format, we had to specify whether we are taking a PDF, but then in this format, in the ninth edition, we don't need to specify that. Instead, we are using the same format as that of a book: author's last name, first name, title, and the publisher, the edition if it is given. If it is given, the edition, then the publisher name, year of publication. Then you have to give the name of the library database from which you have taken this book. Sometimes it might be EBSCO, ProQuest, or you have uh, Google Books, or even in a research gate, the books are available. So you need to give the name of the library database in this is also in italics. Then you have to give the permalink URL. Now, journal article. So, journal articles, as I said before, for ebooks, journal articles are also mostly nowadays, instead of physical copy, we have the online copies. So, there also we might be taking it from a particular database. So, we need to keep in mind for journal articles, we need to keep in mind the volume, the issue number, then we have to keep in mind the database, the name of the database, and the permalink from this for this particular article. Okay, so here author's last name, first name, the title of the article in quotation, then the title of the journal, the volume, number, year of publication, the page number of the article in this particular issue, then the database and the permalink. So as you can see in in-text citation, it is an in-text citation where we are citing which page we have taken this particular quotation from. Here it is, however, the page number of the entire article. Now, website. Sometimes in websites we do not have the author name, so uh, then we can have either, if it is sometimes the organization name, then we have or the publisher name, then we have to write it here. Otherwise, we can leave it if you don't know the author. So, author's last name, first name, title of the article from or the website, then title of the entire site in italics, because that is the container, then the sponsor or publisher if it is different from the author, then date of publication or update date. So that is important in websites. Then URL and when you have accessed it. When you have accessed it. So here you have to always remember these two dates, that is date of publication, update date, and access date. because date of publication or update date, since websites can get updated again. So sometimes when we go back to this particular website, you need not find the exact thing again, because it has been deleted or uh, updated. So you have to always keep in mind to note when you have taken it. Now, work cited in another source. Sometimes we might find quotations or ideas that another author has given in another work by a different author. So this author might be quoting from him, that he has said like this. So we need this primary primary thing, that is what this person has said, but we don't know where to find it. So what we do is, instead of looking for this, we can just easily say that it is quoted in this particular text. So the rule is that, yeah, the work cited list, what do we do? The work cited list and index citation, we will be quoting, we will be citing from which work we are taking it from. We will be citing which work we are taking it from. However, in index citation, we'll also add the words quoted in index citation. So if you look at this example, it'll be much more clear. So we are taking this particular thing from Kirki, Susan Kirki. Now, Susan Kirki, so you have to say which page you have taken it from, and the same thing that uh, we did in the earlier slides, that is for a work, for a book. So in index citation, here we can however say, see, according to a study by Smith. So Kirky has quoted Smith in her work. So, according to a study by Smith, which was quoted in Kirky, this is what is said. Okay, so this is how you add the quoted in. Okay. But we are not adding Smith in our work cited, we are only adding Kirky. Now, AI generated text. It is wrong, unethical to be using AI generated text in your research. However, you can use AI assistants. So, if at all you are using an AI generated text in your research, this is the format. That is, you have to give the description of the prompt and then write prompt, then name of the AI tool that you use, version of the AI tool, who developed it, the company, and the date the text was generated, and the URL of this particular, the entire encounter. So identify the themes. This is the prompt that you have given. So this is what you have to write, prompt. Then from where, that is ChatGPT. Then which version, the company. So the next is podcasts. So podcasts are voice only episodes of this. It might be a series of episodes. So podcasts can be on lifestyle, it can be on health, it can be on very different topics, on social issues, different topics. Nowadays, however, podcasts are not just voice, it can also be videos. So you have many videos that are uploaded on YouTube, podcasts that are uploaded on YouTube. So you must check to see all these things. You must always have these elements. So the author's name, the host's last name, the first name, then title of the podcast episode, the title of the overall podcast, that is the container, Then episode number, since it is a series, you'll have an episode number. Then website hosting, it might be hosted. So if it is on YouTube, the website that is hosting, day, month, year of episode, URL of episode, and when you have accessed it, downloaded, played it. Okay, so this is the name of the host. Then this is the particular episode name, the total, the overall podcast name, this the episode number, then uh, who is hosting it, and the date, then the URL, and when you have accessed it. Blog post, you have like blogger, it is similar to a website, but you have a particular author, so the author's last name, first name, or username. If it is username, you do not need to reverse it. The title of the blog post, the overall name of the blog, then the blog network, publisher, day, month, year of blog post, and URL of blog post. So day, month, year of blog post is very important, because again, since it is a blog, just like a website, it can get updated. So you need to always know the day, month, year of the blog post. Then, if you are taking something from Facebook or different social media, you need to know who the author is. You need to know, even if the author's real name is not given, you need to know the account name. So, account name need not be reverse. Then, description of the post, what the post is about. Then, from where you have taken it, which social media, X or Facebook. So, where you have taken it from, day, month, year of post. Again, this is important because, and time of post, these two are important because again, a post can get deleted, updated. So you need to know the day, month, year of post, time of post, the URL, and when you have viewed the post. Then videos. Now, nowadays you can have videos from different databases. So here, if you are having a video like a documentary which is in a particular database, like the National Geographic, or the BBC, so they produce documentaries. So if you are taking it from those particular library databases, you need to give the title of the video, the publisher, production company, the date, and the title of the library database. If you're streaming a video from a website like YouTube, Vimeo, Hulu, etc., you need to know the last name, first name of the, or the username, then title of the video, hosting website, where you are taking it from, YouTube, then day, month, year of publication, important, and URL of the video. If you are taking something from a particular instance in that video, that citation will come in the index citation. Now, television series, so some might be using television characters, television series from so you need to know the episode. So here, this is if you are viewing it directly. So the title of the episode, title of the TV series, contributors, the director, or who it was created by, or who acted in it, performed in it, then season, episode, production company, and year of release. So here, as you can see, this in this example, here created by is given and the performed by. So the season, the episode, and the company, the production company, and the year of release. Now, if you're viewing it on a particular website, you need to give the website's name, and in addition to this, you need to give the website's name and the URL of the particular episode that you have taken it, that you have viewed. Then if you are viewing it through an app, so you need to give the same thing, but after that you need to write which app that you have viewed it. Now, films and videos. So, this is assuming that you have viewed it directly. So, if it is viewed directly, so you just give the name of the film, directed by who is the distributor or production, and the year. Then musical recording, album. So if it is an album, you know the who are the author. So you have the author, the album, and who is the production and the year it was released. Now, if it is particular song from an album, so you know the author, the song, then the container, that is the album name. Again, who has released it and the year of release. Then you can give the URL. If it is in a particular app that you are listening to this song, then you have to, after the year of publication, you have to give the app name. Now, sometimes we might be doing a research on the lyrics. So you need to give, after the same thing, after that, you need to give the URL, and you are taking the transcript of the lyrics. You have to mention that. Now, this is figure. Now, figures can include charts, graph, or a photo. So, some might be doing research on photos, some might be doing on comics or graphic novels. So, all of that, charts, all of that need to be classified as. So, you start labeling your figures starting from 1. So, here, as you can see, you label it fig dot 1. So since this is the first, then you need to give your the information about the figure. So this is the information, that is man exercising, and you have to fully cite it. You are citing the entire thing. You do not need, if you're citing it here, you do not need to cite it again in the works cited. Now, interviews. We might be conducting interviews with different people. If it is something on human rights, we might be conducting interviews with human right advocates, or with authors. So we do many interviews. So this is for email interview. So who is being interviewed, then email interview with the author, and the when it was conducted. Now here, this is published interview. We are giving published interviews. If the interviewer's name is not given, the interviewer's name is not given, who was interviewed, this is the interview, the title of the interview as it is published, where it was published in, and the date of publication, and this is the URL, and you are just telling that this is an interview. Then if the interviewer's name is given, you can add that here by saying that this was conducted by this person, this interview by, or this was edited by this person. So if it is an unpublished interview, you do not have any particular title, so you can just mention here that this is an interview and this was conducted by this person on this date. Telephone interview with the author on this date. Now, some might be doing on digital media like video games or virtual reality experiences. So here, when you are doing it on these, you do not have a particular creator or an author, so you do not need to add the author. You need, however, give the version of the game and who published the game and when it was published. Here, virtual reality, you have the system, this is the author name, this is the virtual reality experience that was used, so which app was used, and when you accessed it. Now, those were the main. This is not the entire list, but the main list of many different sources that we use. So this it is very exhaustive. So only a few have been mentioned here. So when we are writing a work cited, there are some key points that we need to remember. So if we have no author, then we can just start the citation with the title or name of the item. You do not know the author, you just start with the title. Now, sometimes the author is not necessarily a person's name. It might be an organization or a corporation. So, you might be having, when we discussed bills, we saw that it might be, House of Congress or UN. So, you just need to give the organization's name or username. So, sometimes it might be on a site. So, that username will be the username for YouTube, Facebook. So the username will be given. So you need to always keep that in mind. Then, when we are citing a preface or an introduction, sometimes the preface or the introduction might be written by another person. So we have to give the author for this particular, what we are taking, that particular author. We must give in the author element. Then, if we do not know the author's name, but the author has signed anonymous, then and then only can we use the term anonymous in the author's name. Now, that is about the author. Then, when if we don't have any page number, then you do not need to give the page number. Then, if you don't know the database name from which you have downloaded it, so you can just give the database provider. Then, again, in name, we do not reverse certain names, like certain names, like the names of an author who lack a surname. We do not reverse those names. Then historical names, like names of nobility. We do not need to reverse that name, because that is like if we say Prince of Wales, that is one particular, that is a singular thing. So we do not need to reverse that, or pre-modern names we do not need to reverse any of that. Now, pseudonyms like stage names, online usernames, those need not be reversed. Then, name of groups, organizations, again a parliament or United Nations, we do not need to reverse those names. Then, in certain cultures, some authors use their last name first. So if that is the form that they are using, then you do not need to reverse those names also. Then, sometimes we have different works by the same author. So, what we do is, to make it simpler, we add all the works together. We are putting it one after the other. And how do we do it? In the first one, we give the author name, then the entire citation. In the second work, what we do is we put the three dashes, full stop, and then we put the citation for the second work. So this replaces the author name. So then you can stack it up like that, one after the other. Now, alphabetical order in works cited list. So, works cited list must be in alphabetical order. However, when we are doing alphabetical order, we can ignore initial articles such as the, and. So, those need not be considered. So, you start with, so if this is the, for this example, you consider only B instead of T. Now, if it is a number, if it is like 1984, what do? You have to think it in terms of the, not in numerical, but rather as if it is written in alphabet. So it will be in N. Then omit initial articles for corporate authors. So this is a corporate author. So instead of saying the Beatles, you just write Beatles. Now, if there are two or more entries citing co-authors, so here as you can see, the first author is the same. The second authors, however, are different. So how do we alphabetize them? How do we put it in order? So you have to think about the surname of the second authors, and it is according to that you will uh, put it in order. So why do we do all this? So we do it to avoid plagiarism, because what is plagiarism? You are you are doing theft. You are taking something from without their permission. So it is the honorable thing to do. Then if you are taking it like that, sometimes it might be copyrighted, so you may have legal repercussions. Then there is loss of credibility. So the thing is, it is the moral thing, that is, we do not take something without their permission. Since we are not doing it for monetization, but rather only for increasing our knowledge, we do not read the written permission to use it, because we are using it for education. However however we still need to give them their due credit. So I hope all of you have at least got an idea about the MLA and the different formats of citation, and the in-text citation and the work cited. So this is the MLA is it is very huge. So whenever you have a doubt, you need to look at the MLA handbook. You have to refer to the MLA handbook. You need to, if when you're taking something from another source, you need to keep in mind all these core elements, just note it down somewhere, so that you can do it at a later stage. So you have different tools that are now available, like Zotero will compile all these the core elements for you. Then there are different sites that will help you cite. So you can make use of all of that, so that you can avoid plagiarism. So thank you very much. I hope you all have a very good day.